all of that was coming through there, and it caused all that water damage where the 4x12 the stair tread is. And I've done all that, all of this stuff that I knocked out. All I used, I haven't even used my hammer with it at all. All I was doing was using this. This is my little scratch awl, I call it. You can. It kind of looks like an ice pick, you know, nice sharp point and stuff. And that's all I used. And the stringer, the stair stringer, I did that. I pushed this stuff through there. Look at that. I mean, it's just awful. Here's the 4x12. You know how thick and strong a 4x12 is. Well, look at all that. I just pulled it all apart with my hands, and it's just falling through there. Look at that. This 2x6 here, it's not holding anything now, is it? All of that water damage was caused up top where the 4x12 tied in over there, and then it started eating this way, started eating over here. This whole thing, this 2x4, I've showed you some of this before, so some of this, if you've been watching this entire thing, look at that. That's my supporting 2x4. There's no way you should be able to do that. Luckily, here's another 2x6. This one's pretty solid, but you see up there, we've got the same issues, and it walked up. The actual concrete and stucco column, this stucco column, that wasn't leaking up there. All of this, where the water started there, it just ate its way and worked uphill, because the OSB works like a sponge. And it doesn't matter if the sponge is laying upside down, straight, downwards, upwards, whatever. All that matters is that the OSB is attached to there, and then it goes up a little further. And then once that saturates, it comes back through the 2x6 and starts eating away with it. See that 2x6? Look at that. Look at that. It's cracked all the way through. That's not giving any support. Nor is that other one. Nor is this one. And I'm not sure how high up that one goes. I'll have to get a light up in there later. But, you know, is the column going to fall down at this point? Probably not. It's all stucco. There's still some OSB up there. The stucco's holding it together. The chicken wire underneath the stucco, that's holding it all together. And fortunately, I got a few things. You know, this 2x6 over here. This one's strong. That's strong. But look, because you had all that moisture. See, there's mushrooms growing in here. Look at them all going up that column. I didn't even see those before. This is the first time I'm seeing it, because I've got this OSB plywood off of here a little bit, and it looks like, see, before I cover this back up, I'm gonna have to pull this apart, get in there with a screwdriver and a putty knife and stuff, and my dust mask for sure, my goggles and all that, kind of shimmy up in there with a smaller ladder or something, and try to reach up there as high as I can and try to scrape some of that stuff out of there. And then I'll have to spray it with something. Not quite sure what I'm going to use just yet. See, the side of that looks suspect, doesn't it? But I was hoping I didn't have to do anything with that, but look at that, see? Good Lord. Just move that with my hand. Look at the back side. That was a piece I was hoping not to have to move. Look at it. I mean, it's just eaten up away because of the OSB on the back side. Got so saturated. It was so saturated that it then started affecting this 2x6. See, on this side, it doesn't look half bad. But look at this side. You push hard enough on it, it just cracks right off. no strength in that. Look at, I mean, the more I see in here, the more, I don't know, I'm frustrated, angry, ticked off, or what. But the good thing is, I'm trying to look at the good side of stuff. The good side is, I get to show all this stuff to you. You can see what kind of damage water damage does. Good grief! I wasn't even going to do this part yet, but look at that. And see, I'm going to have to be careful with that, because on the other side of that is the stucco, and so I'm going to have to figure out what to do to gain some solid surface up here. May have to. See, I think that 2x6 might be okay. It's starting to show signs of weakness right in there, but I'll have to check that out further, and then I may be able to cut it on the side there, put another 2x6 over the top of it if I think I need to. And then that one that I just pulled out, you know, that middle one, I don't know if I even need that middle one. They just kind of put it up there building a wall. I don't know why they did that when they must have done that for backing, you know, for the handrail that got bolted into that. That's probably what they did. See this middle one here, you look over here on the other side and they got that rail on there, and they weren't quite sure. In fact, it looks like the rail might even be attached to the center, because they wanted to get backing in there. Okay, so that's what that 2x6 is for, that one. So if I jerk that one out all the way, there's going to be no backing for that handrail. And, you know, the handrail's in there, it's bolted in. I don't know if anything's going to happen to that, but I may have to take this 2x6. I thought I was going to just be able to cut it off about right there, and that the dry rot wouldn't have extended, but it looks like it might extend up there. But if there's a top plate up there, I might be able to cut this off and then put one just up to where I cut it off, and run that, and then run another 2x6 on the outside of that, and run that one all the way up, let's say, and do something like that to give this column some strength, you know. Holy cow, holy cow, right? Okay, well, I'm getting towards the end of the day. I wanted to explain everything and my thoughts as I go along, and each time you get into a different project, you may not come into something like this, but you just start using your thought process and figure out, okay, how else could I do it? Just because they had it bolted over the stucco the first time, do I have to bolt it over the stucco the second time? Well, if it came out nice and easy, and if there was no dry rot damage here and everything was fine, then yeah, I would have said bolt it back just the way you found it, you know. But in this case, we don't have to do that. We just use our thought process a little bit. And obviously, before I do anything new, I'm going to keep working on all the old stuff, cleaning up. I got to clean all this stuff up, put it in my IKEA bags, take it out to the dump, you know, the garbage bin, and then I'll cut this stucco out. And, you know, I'm going to have to end up treating this whole area too. Once I cut all the old stuff out, and before I put anything new, I'm thinking I might put some temporary braces up here and there. But see, I have to still scrape all this stuff off. See this? This is more fungus stuff. Look how thick it is. I'm gonna end up scraping all this stuff off the best I can and wiping it down. You know, wipe it all down, get all this stuff off. And then I'm going to have to treat all this stuff. And I think I want to do all that prior to me starting to work with the new stuff. Okay, because once I start with the new work, I don't want to have to work around that and climb down here through the 2x6s, floor joists, and all that kind of stuff. I gotta be smart about this. Clean all this junk off. Whatever's going to be saved. That's some pretty thick stuff, but fortunately, see, it's all surface. See, once I get a lot of it off, I can see how much damage there actually is to that 2x6, and then make a decision. Okay, what am I going to do with it? Do I have to take it out? How am I going to take it out? How am I going to support the stairs once I take it out? How am I going to put the new piece in? And lots of all these 2x6s are attached to the OSBs. See there, it's a little suspect, but I can't really take too much of that out because, like I say, there's stucco on the back side. So fortunately, it looks like most of these down here are okay. See, and this is just on the surface. And see where it's a little dark there? It still feels, sounds solid. And there wasn't much on the actual OSB on the back side like this, but wherever I see that, I'm gonna have to scrape. See, it's on that one there. I see some more remnants there, and that's where you can see where the water damage has really done its thing. I might get my if it gets too dark down here, I'll get my construction light out, hook it up, and do all that. You know, I shouldn't really be doing this without my gloves on. I got my gloves right here, but I'm just kind of thinking what my next steps are going to be and all. Okay, so I'm getting there. Well, I just looked at my watch. It's a little after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I want to go a little bit longer. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to do a chalk line or do something, measure down. This is where the bottom of the other 2x6 went down to there, so I might go just a hair further than that. I'm going to whack this out of here, take out the chicken wire on the back side, get this all ready, and I don't know, at that point I'm going to have to cut this. So I don't know if I'm going to do that today or tomorrow. I can do a snap chalk line, or I can cut it down, you know, as long as I know it's further than what I need, and have this all nice and clean, ready for 2x6. Okay, you know, is that the next thing you're gonna do? Hey, you make up your mind. But I'm gonna get all the demo work done first, you know, and I'll keep thinking about my project tonight, even when I'm done, and you know, little by little, we'll get her.